Hello everyone and welcome to another installment of GNN, and boy do we have a show for you. My name is Tapiwa Musvosvi, and how about some news? COVID-19 forced us to be apart physically. We found ways to connect. Creatives took the opportunity to create content that would bring us closer together. Now, one of these ways was music. Now, we sung in all languages. However, for Douglas Mapeta, it wasn't enough because in our region, we didn't see too many songs in sign language to share messages about how to take care of oneself during the pandemic. Now, Mr. Mapeta, he decided to partner up with the National AIDS Council of Zimbabwe to create the first COVID-19 sign language song. More from our correspondent, Unique Zimuto.
Follow health rules, wash hands all time, sanitize and wear your mask.
Douglas Mapeta is a sign language lecturer, interpreter, and founder of Sunrise Sign Language Academy, who has been recognized nationally for his work. In early March 2020, he realized that people with hearing impairment did not truly comprehend or understand what coronavirus was and how it would affect them. Through partnering with the National AIDS Council of Zimbabwe, he created the first COVID-19 sign language song with fellow colleagues from all over Africa to help educate them on how they should protect themselves from coronavirus. Unique Zimuto, GNN, Zimbabwe.
Okay, this is awesome because those with special needs are often overlooked, and it's such a breath of fresh air to see someone being intentional in creating content for them. And for that, Mr. Mapeta, we here at GNN, we thank you. On a sad note, it has been a somber moment for the Zulu royal family and the Zulu nation as they mourn the loss of their queen, Queen Mantfombi Dlamini Zulu, who died on the 29th of April, 2021. Now, Queen Mantfombi was a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The Seventh-day Adventist Church was no stranger to her royal palace, as church members were frequently invited to conduct worship services for her and the royal household. Therefore, it came as no surprise when Adventist pastors, Pastor Shongwe, Pastor Ngwenya, Pastor Mbata, were invited to preach at her funeral as per her request. The Southern Africa Union Conference Communications Department was there to cover the story. Here's more.
We are greatly disheartened by the demise of Her Majesty the Queen Regent.
She is a full member of the church, and we want to say condolences to the royal family.
We may not understand, but I guess change focus here to see worried about just where is Christ in my life, and when that is sorted out, come what may, it will also pass.
Siyambonga umntana Nkosi asenzele khona usifundisile ukuthi noma ungenzani but ungahlukani noJehova.
Somnyama sevaleka phunga nomageba sevaleka zizathu sengathi abekwe ngabomu yabona uthinteli yakwaqabala lufana novuma yebo kubangoma lujengophunga wasebulaweni.
GNN would like to express their condolences to the Zulu royal family and the Zulu nation as we continue to mourn the loss of Queen Mantfombi. It is election time again here at the SID, and wait, what? Already? Okay, well, apparently elections have already happened here at the SID, and that means there's some new faces around at the division. Now,
On Monday, the Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division held a session where recommendations were presented by the nominating committee for election and re-election. Whilst most positions voted for remained the same, there are new leaders in the SID.
Vice President, outgoing Paminis Machamire, incoming Harrington Akombwa. Publishing Ministries and Spirit of Prophecy, outgoing Super Moyesi, incoming Nelson Simwimba. Family Ministries, outgoing Kabelo and Boitumelo Rakwenya, incoming Passmore and Margaret Mulambo. Education, outgoing Mojeshle Kajakapita, incoming Felix Njini. Adventist Women's Ministry and Children's Ministry, outgoing Caroline Chola, incoming Marjorie Harry Nirina. Sabbath School and Personal Ministries, outgoing Tony Katsakera, incoming Mornay Duplessis. Health Ministries, outgoing Bangwato Sikwa, incoming Alex Laguno. The following were re-elected: Vice President Hobson Bonya, Associate Secretaries Dumisa Matonsi, Laurent Brabant, Silas Maubsa. Financial Officers Goodson Shumba, Michael Muchula. Stewardship Ministries Mundia Luwali. Ministerial Association and Ministerial Spouses Passmore and Margaret Mulambo. Youth Ministries and Adventist Chaplaincy Sibusiso Kumalo. Communication Noel Sibanda. For the Union Missions and Attached Fields in the Northeastern Angola Union Mission, President, outgoing Justino Paulo, incoming Tejera Binte. Executive Secretary, outgoing Tejera Vinte, incoming Osvaldo Vonge. Chief Financial Officer Bern Sibanda was re-elected. In the Southwestern Angola Union Mission, President Manuel Pacheco was re-elected. Executive Secretary, outgoing Jose Lemos, incoming Fernando Chala. Chief Financial Officer Chitawila Hamuela was re-elected. In the Mozambique Union Mission, President Alfredo Chilundo was re-elected. Executive Secretary Jose Moreira was re-elected. Chief Financial Officer Bapi Rana was re-elected. In the Sao Tome and Principe attached field, President Eslu Javier was re-elected. Executive Secretary Chief Financial Officer Leandro Lima was re-elected.
Well, along with these changes came some retirements. On the 9th of May 2021, 3 leaders from the Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division announced their retirement. Their names are Dr. Paminis Machamire, who served as Vice President, Pastor Michael Ngwaru, who served as the Personal Ministries Director, and Dr. Koster Munyengwe, who served as the Associate Education Director. As you retire from the office space, GNN wishes you all the best in the next phase of your lives. Adversity. The reason why so many people give up on their dreams. All right, guys, from now on, a healthy lifestyle, okay? I'm gonna watch what I eat. I'm gonna go to the gym, okay? No excuses. Is that pizza? I'm weak. Don't judge me. It's so good. At least it's vegetarian. Don't judge me. Don't look at me. Now, I know I am not the only one. But could it be that people that have a positive outlook towards ministry, they tend to find adversity as a blessing? Have a look.
People that have a positive outlook towards ministry tends to find adversity as a blessing. We find this assertion to be true in the story about Paulo Miguel, a colporteur who, because of COVID-19, has resorted to making sales for books via social media. While doing his usual canvassing activities, he came across the police chief commander for one of the municipalities. After ministering to him, Paulo left the commander with a copy of The Great Controversy. After the chief commander completed reading the book, he realized that he needed clarity on some readings that he came across. Lucky enough, he was able to find Paulo's number in one of the WhatsApp groups he uses to sell books. He was so excited to find Paulo that he even invited him home for a meal and a Bible study program. Paolo was also given the opportunity to witness to other police officers.
Okay, this is such a beautiful story. And it got me thinking. Look, it got me thinking how we have to adapt to change. And don't get me wrong, I'm not here talking about changing the message that we tell, but I'm talking about changing the actual method. Because I remember how we used to go knocking on doors to doors, spreading literature. But in a world that's changing, we just can't continue doing the same thing. Look, you don't believe me? Okay, think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. We used to hand out pamphlets, right? But due to the pandemic and technology, we don't have to do that anymore. Like, how often do you accept those flyers that people are handing out by the traffic light? When we see those guys handing out, all of a sudden we become the most environmental friendly people, like, oh, no, I don't use paper. That's rolling up the window. And as for the door-to-door knocking, firstly, okay, we shouldn't be going door-to-door knocking in a pandemic. And also we have this fear of strangers. And besides that, some people live in gated communities, and those that are not living in gated communities, they still are cautious about who comes in. You just don't let anyone in. I mean, everyone knows when someone says knock, knock, you don't say come in. You say who's there. And when they say interrupting cow, you say, okay, Mr. Interrupting Cow, you may have gotten me this time, but never again. Okay, and another challenge that I think we are all facing is that we're not sharing the material. Now, is it that we don't share because we don't have access to the books, or could it be that we're embarrassed? Because we are quick to share a lot of other things, like a cat wearing a funny hat or how amazing our salad was for lunch, but when it comes to our literature, well, and it's not like it's that difficult, because you can find the books of the year online, and they're free. And you don't have to put too much pressure on yourself, because guess what? The whole conversion thing, it's not even up to us. That is where the Holy Spirit jumps in. So I am gonna try to do my part. In the description below is a link to the missionary book of the year, and I am gonna be talking about it as the show continues. I hope you join me. Now, taking a little break from the news to a segment we like to call Travel What? Now, unless you're living under a rock, you are very familiar with the COVID situation. Many people have been locked indoors for a better part of a year. And if you're like me, you are sick and tired of seeing your four walls. This is where we come in. Now, one of the most amazing things about living in the southern parts of Africa is that we are not only surrounded by diversity in culture, but also in our surroundings. Join us this week as we take a trip to beautiful, beautiful Mauritius on this week's segment of Travel What? Travel What?
Mauritius, dream island for many with crystal blue lagoon and stunning underwater sceneries. The extraordinary scene varies according to the seasons and the time of the day, with an unexpected lush nature. A stroll through history with craft, traditional work can still be admired. The first Adventist missionary arrived from port of Port Louis in 1914, Pastor Paul Badob. Over time, more than 40 Adventist places of worship came to life. As a second lockdown hit the island, the church has developed a virtual life, and Pastor Paco, the General Conference Associate Youth Director, was the guest speaker for a national youth meeting. All the youth present pledged to be ambassadors for Christ on all social media platforms, as well as in their everyday life. The guest speaker dedicated a special time to chat individually with everyone present.
This was an exciting time to be with Mauritius, because today was a day in which the young people gave themselves to the Lord. They committed themselves to being true ambassadors of the Lord. To be an ambassador means wherever you are representing the kingdom of God. So they are raising the flag of the righteousness of Jesus in their spaces, whether it is physically or digitally. And in this digital era, we are encouraging them to shine for Jesus and use these connections and these social media platforms to be conduits of the grace of God, because somebody is watching. Somebody is seeing Jesus in them. They may be the only sermon that people will see or the only Bible that people will read. So it's time. It's time for young people to rally together and support the mission of God. The church exists for mission. For this reason, we need young people who will revolutionize the world and introduce Christ to people and tell them Jesus is coming again. Maranatha.
And welcome back to GNN, and boy, do we have a guest for you. Here at GNN, we like to celebrate Adventists that are doing big and amazing things in their own respective industry, and today's guest is doing incredible things. Please give a round of applause and a warm welcome to Dr. Anasoo Musashi. Oh, yes! Dr. Anesu Musvosvi, how are you? And welcome to GNN.
I'm doing good, and that applause just makes me feel a lot better.
Nothing but the best for the doctor. Now, first and foremost, a huge congratulations. We saw that you got married, so huge congratulations on that. And just to get right into the questions, those who are seeing your face for the first time, could you please explain a little bit about who you are?
I'm a dentist. I practice in Harare, Zimbabwe, and I focus a lot on cosmetics, but I do general dentistry as well. I've been practicing for about 8 years, and it's the best job, I think, to ever have in the world, being a dentist.
That is awesome. And have you always wanted to be a doctor, or is this like a calling, or how did you get into this?
No, actually, it's a funny story. I never planned to be a dentist. My entire life, I always was fascinated by TV and media, and I knew that I wanted to study that. So when I got into college, I actually started studying media. And when I was studying it, it was just so boring for me. And I figured, is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? And I actually quit school. And I was telling a couple of friends that in the back of my head, I always wanted to be some kind of surgeon or a doctor or something like that. And they laughed at me so hard. And they were like, there's no way you can be a doctor or a surgeon. So, most people who can't make it into being a doctor become dentists. So I was like, okay, let me try out this dentist thing. And I happened to shadow a dentist down there in Cape Town, and I fell in love with the thing. I fell in love with it, and I said, I have to do this. And I went off to college for 6 years, and I'm a dentist.
Well, who is laughing now to those friends? And you talked about you wanted to do something into media, and I'm guessing this kind of explains your presence on social media. Can you please explain a little bit on how that started and kind of like the benefits and what you have gone through with that?
Yeah, so it was really organic in the sense that I never planned to be on social media as well. I just really loved the work that I did, and I was like, man, I wish people could see all this cool stuff. And I just started sharing it on Instagram. And when people would see the before and afters, naturally, because of the nature of social media, people love to tell their friends, and people are interested and they're curious. So it just grew. And it's been a great way to educate clients, educate the general public, as well as, a great way I love what I do and I love talking about it. So it's a great platform for me to show my work and stuff like that. So it's just really it started off really organic. And after I started it, that's when I noticed that, it's actually a thing. Some other dentists, like in the States and all, they kind of use social media as a platform for their work.
And also what's incredible about that whole social media thing is not only do like your followers see, but there's like a lot of potential to reach a lot of people, like those the 777 initiative that we saw, where you gave a smile to a lady. Could you please tell us a little bit about that? Because it's such an incredible story that we'd want to hear about it from you.
Yeah, it really is. So there was a 777 campaign run by a certain bank where they were doing 7 good deeds to 7 people. So there was a lady, she had really taken care of her kids. She had lost her husband at an early age, and she had given everything for her kids. She was such an amazing, sweet person at heart and personality. And her children wrote to me explaining what their mom had done for them and how much it would mean that if we could redo her mom's smile, because she had, the problem that she had prior to us working on her, her teeth would fall out. She would never smile much. She would always cover her mouth, and her confidence was just kind of, really down because of that. And it was amazing to see the transformation that we did after we took out the bad teeth and put in a whole new, really lovely set of good teeth for her. And, her confidence levels just went up. And it was just amazing to see the power that a smile can give to someone, and, to a very deserving person, because with all that she'd been through in her life, this was something that, being able to be a part of, that just makes me happy.
That is awesome. The power of a smile. And to someone who is watching and hearing this story, are there any other kind of campaigns or things that are happening similar to the 777, or different things that you or maybe some of your doctor friends, because I just assume all doctors hang out together. Is there anything that might be happening around there?
So in my own personal capacity, we're trying every Christmas to do something to kind of do a little reach out to people, which we think would really be beneficial to society, by giving away smiles and things like that. But the church does run some health expos, and prior to COVID, they were, really doing a lot of health expos, which was so good for the community. They would go into different communities and work, and we would, us on the dental side, we would do a lot of dental work, extractions, fillings, medication, education, and everything like that. So that happens continually. That's been a continual thing that's been happening. Of course, with COVID, it's been a little bit on hold, but there are campaigns like that.
Right. And on your part, like on as you on the social media, I understand there's a YouTube channel that is starting. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I'm trying to do a YouTube channel, basically because, people hate going to the dentist.
Right.
It's, and in the past, it used to be a dreaded thing to go to the dentist, but I'm trying to show how it can really be an awesome experience, and it's for your own good anyway. So my YouTube channel is going to be all about education. I'll be doing different procedures. I'll be walking the viewers through that and just educating people on the whole procedures and the life, just the daily life that goes on through dentistry. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. So please tell your people to subscribe.
Definitely, you guys need to subscribe. But they also need to know, because there is a clip that I saw of you bungee jumping. Is there going to be things like that?
Oh, man, why'd you have to bring that up? Oh.
Please
gosh.
tell us about what happened
I don't
know.
That was the scariest experience of my life. It was, your mind is telling you that you're going to die. And yeah. And then you go back up and then you go back down. It's just, I would recommend everyone to do it at least once in your life. But not twice. It was a lot of fun though.
So no bungee jumping videos on YouTube.
No, probably not.
No problem. Thank you very much, Doc. I know you're a busy guy and we don't want to take much more of your time, but thank you very much for being on GNN. We like to celebrate Adventists doing big things, and you, sir, are doing amazing things within the community, and we appreciate you. So thank you very much. And there you have it, folks. Another great installment of GNN. It's come and gone, but don't forget, if you enjoyed what you saw today, and if you'd want to receive more, sign up to the Echo newsletter at echo.sid.adventist.org. You can also write to us at echo@sidadventist.org if you want to share with us stories that you might have heard and you want to see. As for now, I'm Tapiwa Musvosvi from Good News News, saying goodbye-bye. I told y'all get it. Woo! Wait. That's horrible. Goodbye-bye. Okay, I don't have anything right now, but don't worry, it's coming.